In today's news, President Dr. Mohammad Moise has expressed appreciation for the mediator's role in securing a ceasefire agreement to stop the genocide in Gaza. In its education strategy, the government has set a target to achieve 5% international student enrollment across the country's higher education sector, and Foreign Minister Dr. Abdullah Halil has affirmed that the Maldives' stance in international affairs remains consistent and unchanged.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the English news on MMTV. I am Ashad Tashkil with the news this hour. President Dr. Mohammad Moise has welcomed the Gaza ceasefire, praising the efforts of mediators who helped broker the agreement to halt hostilities in the region.
In a post on his official X account late Wednesday, President Dr. Moise characterized the ceasefire as a relief whilst urging the international community to ensure its sustainability and facilitate humanitarian aid access. The president called for Israel to provide compensation for damages inflicted upon Palestinians and demanded swift assistance for rebuilding Gaza's devastated infrastructure. He further emphasized that displaced persons must be allowed to return home, stressing the urgent need for humanitarian corridors. Maldives has been actively championing Palestinian rights across international forums over the past 15 months. Speaking at the 79th session of the UN Security Council, President Dr. Moise maintained that human rights violations cannot be tolerated regardless of a nation's size or wealth.
We also believe that violation of a right by any country, large or small, rich or poor, with powerful friends or not, must not be tolerated. Israel must be held accountable for these acts of terrorism, for these violations of international law and UN resolutions.
The country has also intervened in major cases before international courts concerning the ongoing genocide, advocating for Palestinian rights whilst calling for Palestine to receive full UN membership. The president stressed the importance of upholding international law, reiterating the Maldives' commitment to supporting the Palestinian cause through diplomatic channels.
President Dr. Mohammad Moise embarked on an official visit to Tartu, Estonia's second largest city, on Wednesday, aimed at strengthening bilateral relations between the two nations. The comprehensive tour included visit to several key institutions, marking a significant step towards fostering cooperation in education, research and technological innovation between the Maldives and Estonia.
On his third day in Estonia, President Dr. Mohammad Moise visited Tartu, Estonia's second-largest city. The visit began with a warm welcome from Mayor Urmas Klaas at the historic Town Hall Square, where the president gained insights into the city's cultural significance and signed the visitor's book. Following the city tour, the presidential delegation visited the prestigious University of Tartu, one of Northern Europe's oldest universities, ranked among the top 1% globally. During the visit, President Dr. Moise met with university representatives to explore potential areas of cooperation in research, education, and training opportunities for Maldivian students and professionals. The visit continued with an in-depth meeting with the university's rector, Professor Thomas Asser, and other university officials. Accompanied by Mayor Klaas, the president engaged in discussions about the institution's excellence in scientific research and Tartu's journey in adopting environmentally friendly smart city solutions. The dialogue focused particularly on opportunities for Maldivian students in fields such as medicine, digital technology, climate change, and environmental sciences, with university officials expressing readiness to negotiate stronger academic ties. At a luncheon hosted by Mayor Klaas, President Dr. Moise presented the Maldives Floating City project, elaborating on its sustainable design and potential as a model for climate-resilient urban development. The president also sought Estonian support in e-governance, digital innovation, public services, and renewable energy to advance in the Maldives' national development goals. The afternoon continued with a visit to the Estonian Biobank, where Professor Lili Milani welcomed the president and provided insights into the institution's operations. Established in 2001, the Biobank maintains a comprehensive database of over 200,000 participants, representing approximately 20% of Estonia's adult population. The day concluded at the Estonian National Museum, where director Dr. Kertu Saks guided the president through the Encounters exhibition. The museum, founded in 1909, showcases Estonia's rich history and cultural heritage while emphasizing the nation's technological progress. President Dr. Muiz, accompanied by members of the Maldivian tech community, signed the visitors' book marking the end of a productive day focused on strengthening bilateral relations between the two nations.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Abdullah Khalil has affirmed that the Maldives' stance in international affairs remains consistent, pointing to the nation's voting pattern at the United Nations as evidence. The minister made this statement via a post on X in response to concerns raised after the Estonian parliament suggested that President Dr. Mohammad Muiz had expressed support for Ukraine. The Maldives has remained neutrality in the Ukraine-Russia conflict. The minister stated that the Maldives consistently adopts a principled position when the independence, sovereignty and autonomy of small nations are threatened. He emphasized that Maldivian foreign policy is founded on fostering beneficial relationships for its citizens while avoiding hostility towards any nation. The minister's post also highlighted the importance of maintaining cordial relations with all countries while safeguarding the Maldives' independence and sovereignty. The government aims to have international students make up 5% of the student population in higher education institutions across the Maldives. Speaking on MMTV Bodhabar program, State Minister for Higher Education, Labour and Skills Development, Dr. Abdullah Nazir, outlined this ambitious target, explaining that the ministry is prioritizing simplified student visa processes and more streamlined stays for international students. Dr. Nazir also outlined the government's plan to establish higher education institutions in every atoll of the Maldives, accompanied by student accommodation. He emphasized that the international students will be able to settle easily in the centers where they wish to pursue higher education and training. The State Minister stressed that increasing the number of international students to 5% will be a significant step in boosting the contribution of higher education to the Maldivian economy. Currently, there are 2 government universities and 11 private colleges in the country, with approximately 13,000 Maldivian students enrolled in higher education. The Parliament has received a nomination for Momina Wahid, a current member of the Human Rights Commission of Maldives, HRCM, to serve as the Commission's Vice President. In a letter to the People's Majlis, President Dr. Mohammad Muiz submitted Momina's name for consideration and requested the Parliament to make a decision regarding her appointment as Vice President of HRCM. During today's extraordinary parliamentary session, the matter was referred to the Parliament's Human Rights and Gender Committee for review. Momina was initially appointed as a member of HRCM on September 8, 2020. She holds a master's degree in Human Rights and Democratization, Asia Pacific, from the University of Sydney, Australia. Her professional experience includes serving as a consultant at the Ministry of Economic Development. We have more news coming up after a short break. Welcome back in continuation with local news. The Elections Commission (EC) has announced a temporary suspension of new political party memberships following allegations of unauthorized registrations. The move comes after numerous complaints were lodged, including reports of individuals being added to party lists without their consent. In an official statement, the Commission revealed that its membership registration portal will stop accepting new applications from January 30. This suspension will remain in place until February 15, allowing time for the system to be upgraded with enhanced safeguards to verify the authenticity of future applications. Despite the halt, EC has assured the public that membership forms can be still submitted via the primary portal during this period. However, these applications will now undergo more rigorous scrutiny to prevent further irregularities. The Elections Commission described the suspension as a necessary step to restore trust and ensure greater transparency in the admission process. 4 ministerial appointments have been submitted to the People's Majlis for approval following a major restructuring that saw the dissolution of the Housing Ministry. The Government Oversight Committee will review the appointments which were presented during today's extraordinary parliamentary session. The reorganization announced on December 26, 2024 redistributes the former Ministry of Housing, Land and Urban Development's responsibilities across several portfolios. In a significant administrative shuffle, the planning functions previously under the Housing Ministry have been transferred to newly rebranded Ministry of Finance and Planning, continuing under the leadership of Musa Zamir. The bulk of housing responsibilities has been merged with infrastructure to create Ministry of Construction, Housing and Infrastructure, now headed by Dr. Abdullah Muttalib. Former Housing Minister Dr. Ali Haider Ahmad has been moved to lead the Ministry of Higher Education, Labour and Skills Development, while his predecessor in the role, Dr. Mariam Maria, has been appointed Minister of Agriculture and Animal Welfare. Minister of Agriculture and Animal Welfare Dr. Maria Maria met with Agro Ventures Private Limited, Agronet, co-founders Ahmad Zayan Habib and Havva Subha to discuss crucial developments in the agricultural sector. The meeting held at the ministry addressed critical aspects of the industry, including safety protocols for local food production, logistics and transportation challenges, and the company's developmental trajectory. The government has outlined its commitment to strengthening food security through a comprehensive approach that includes enhancing farming communities' capabilities, advancing the agricultural sector, and facilitating stronger market linkages for farmers. Following the meeting, the minister commended Agro Ventures for their dedication and valuable contributions towards addressing these crucial challenges in the Maldivian agricultural landscape via a post on X. Parliament has unanimously approved the appointment of 2 new members to the Elections Commission (EC) during an extraordinary sitting held on January 16. The nominees, Mohammad Zahid and Abdul Rahman Salah Rashid, were endorsed in a decisive 68-0 vote, signalling strong parliamentary support for their inclusion in the Commission. The appointments come in the wake of significant vacancies within the EC following the dismissal of Ali Nashad and Mohammad Asif, who had been serving as the Commission's Vice President and a member respectively. Both were removed through no-confidence votes after serious allegations of misconduct surfaced. The accusations included creating and selling fake membership applications to political parties, raising concerns about the integrity of the electoral body and prompting swift parliamentary action. Mohammad Zahid, one of the new appointees, brings with him considerable experience in public service. He previously served as the Deputy President of Human Rights Commission of the Maldives, HRCM, before being dismissed from the post in 2020. His background also includes roles as a member of the HRCM and as a Deputy Minister at the Ministry of Gender, Family and Social Services. Abdul Rahman Salah Rashid also has extensive experience relevant to his new role. He previously served as the Secretary General of the Elections Commission and held the position of Permanent Secretary at the Home Ministry. His familiarity with the EC's operations is expected to facilitate a smooth transition into his new responsibilities. The Maldives Parliament has approved the appointments of Ahmed Sarahat Izzat and Mohammad Abdullah to the Maldives Broadcasting Commission, Broadcom, following a series of votes held on Thursday, January 16, 2025. Sarahat, a former member of the Broadcasting Commission, was nominated to fill the position previously held by Mariam Wahida, whose term expired on December 5. She received a strong endorsement, garnering 68 votes from MPs following her approval by the committee, where she had received the highest score of 89% by the Independent Institutions Committee, which vetted the candidates. Mohammad Abdullah, a former Member of Parliament from Ihawando, was nominated for the vacant member position left by Ali Yusuf. He secured 58 votes after receiving 79% from the vetting committee. The Maldives Broadcasting Commission is responsible for overseeing media regulations in the country. With these new appointments, the Commission is set to continue its mandate of ensuring media fairness and integrity. Gafdal Thinadho City Council has introduced a bicycle rental service to provide visitors with an eco-friendly and convenient way to explore the island. The service, launched this week, aims to enhance the visitor experience for the many people who come to Thinadho for various purposes. According to the council, the initiative is part of its effort to create a more welcoming and accessible environment for island visitors. A total of 20 bicycles are available for rent at the island's harbour area, a popular spot for incoming visitors. The service is open to individuals aged 18 and above, while bicycles for children can be rented under parental supervision. Rental rates are set at 2 rupiah per hour for Maldivians and 5 rupiah per hour for foreign visitors, making it an affordable and sustainable transport option. The City Council has received positive feedback since the service's launch, with many visitors already taking advantage of the bicycles to explore Thinadho City. An employee of State Electric Company Limited, Stelco, has been awarded a Medal of Bravery after being attacked while attempting to prevent a transformer theft in Hulumale on January 15. The employee, identified as Ahmad, suffered serious injuries during the incident but was praised for his exceptional courage. The incident unfolded at approximately 9:30 p.m. when thieves targeted a transformer supplying electricity to the MPL flats. The break-in was flagged after the perpetrators cut a cable, resulting in a power outage in the area. Responding to the disruption, Ahmad arrived at the site and encountered the thieves in the act. According to Stelco's managing director, Hussein Fahmi, Ahmad confronted the criminals in an effort to stop the theft. However, the thieves retaliated, striking him with a large wrench. This all left Ahmad with injuries to his head and mouth. Stelco has commended Ahmad's bravery, describing his actions as a testament to his dedication despite the significant risks involved. In a social media statement, the company acknowledged the employee's exceptional courage and commitment in the face of danger. Stelco also presented another employee involved in response with a certificate of appreciation. The Maldives Police Service has since arrested one suspect in connection with the crime, and investigations are ongoing. And that concludes all the news we have for you this hour. Thank you for watching and wishing all our viewers a very pleasant weekend ahead.